All right. Hey, welcome to yet another exciting episode of Prop Talk from the Property Masters Guild here today with myself, Chris Call, and of course, Mikey Trudel. Hey, Mike.
Hey, how's it going?
And in the room today, we have Linda Klein, um, who is one of my favorite people on the planet. Yeah, I know, I love you. As a medical technical advisor, we haven't had that on board yet, and you were like the queen of medical tech advisors. So we are very honored to have you in the room. I just have to throw it out there that, as you could tell, we're not in Mikey's studio. You know, Mike, you should have put, like had a backdrop behind you that was like your studio. We could have fooled people.
Oh yeah, could
That
have
would
took
have
a
been funny.
picture of
Yeah,
the
because
wall.
Mike, as we mentioned before, Mike's in Boston on a movie, so happy he's working and willing to try to make this work on Zoom, which I think is going to be great. And Linda is in the marina, right? Excellent. And I'm here at home, and my dog's here somewhere. So if you see him walking around, you know what's going on. Anyway, Linda, how have you been?
I've been great on hiatus, but going
Right.
back to work on Monday.
Yeah, on hiatus from like the longest running medical show in history, right? Is that what it is? Grey's
Yes.
Anatomy. You're starting season
22.
Holy crap.
22. That's insane. And you've been on from the beginning.
Oh my God, I was the fourth one hired on before the actors. Yep.
Wow. That's amazing. And I also got to say, you know, if you don't know Linda Klein, I mean, not only are you first class technical advisor, but you've also um, expanded into you're an executive producer now on the show. Is that correct?
I am.
Yes. And you're directing in for the first time this season, or have you directed already?
Yeah. This will be like my 8th directing.
Wow.
Oh,
I
That's
feel very
fantastic.
lucky and very blessed. Yes.
Yeah, it's multi-hyphenate, that's
Yeah.
for sure. And again, but this is also not your first time doing this. When I was looking at your IMDb, I didn't realize that you were a producer on Nip Tuck as well, which is what you and I worked on.
Oh, yes. In fact, I was doing Nip Tuck and they called me in for an interview on Grey's Anatomy. And I said, I'll only do this show because I knew Peter Horton, Rob Corn. They brought me
Uh-huh.
to meet Shonda. I said, I'll only do it if I can keep doing Nip Tuck. And they said, yeah. So I would run
Amazing.
back and forth from Paramount to this little studio in Echo Park.
That's where they started shooting Grays?
Yeah, actually we started shooting the pilot. We shot out at the VA hospital in Northridge.
Ah, location.
Yeah, and then we took over ABC Prospect Studios.
I see. And where are you now?
ABC Prospect Studios.
Wow,
The
still
only
there.
thing there is General Hospital that's been there for like 60 years.
Right. Oh yeah, what am I talking about? General Hospital, 60 years. That's crazy. And is that show still going too?
Yes, it is.
Jeez Louise. Well, you know, medical dramas, people love them. I'm on a medical comedy, which is a whole different Megillah altogether.
What are you doing?
I'm doing St. Dennis Medical,
Oh, very
half
nice.
hour comedy. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. You know, we're talking about this last time about med techs. You know, as you know, there's the reality of the medical world, and then there's what they really are willing to see and or what they want for dramatic purposes. And we're saying that in comedies, it's even worse because if it's not funny, they don't care what it is. It's got to be
Yeah.
funny no matter what. So, you've never done, have you met tech advice for comedy at all?
Oh God, yeah. I did Family Ties.
Oh my God.
Hooperman. I'm
I
like
know.
the old fart of the group. I've been around forever, and I was I'm the only
Yeah.
one, it seems like lately.
Right, like since 1980 something. How? All right, let's just back it up, Linda. How did you get started in this? Or what? I mean, you went to med school. I know that, right? For nursing school.
I was a nurse at St. John's Hospital in Santa Monica in
Okay.
Oh,
the
wow.
operating room. And one of the neurosurgeons was asked to write something for Dynasty. And
Ah.
they got my friend to go on the set. And when she came home, I said, "How was it?" And she goes, "Oh, great. I met this woman, Chris Hudson, who you know,
Hmm.
and she didn't know how to run any of the equipment. So Chris had to show her because it was all simulators.
Right.
And when she came home, I said, "Well, that's, how was it?" She goes, "Oh, it was great." And she says, "If this Chris Hudson said, if you ever want to watch TV, give her a call." So I said, "I want to watch TV." So we went down, and apparently I walked right up to her and said, "I want to do what you do." And she's
Nice.
working ever since.
So Chris Hudson was the tech advisor.
Yes, she
I
was
see.
the first one. She did General Hospital, Dr. Kildare, Ben Casey. She did all
Wow.
that.
Are
Wow.
you from California?
I was originally from East Coast, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Florida, and
Oh,
then
wow.
moved out here in 76.
Wow. Nice.
Specifically to be a nurse?
Yeah, yeah, working
Were you
there.
a traveling nurse that brought you out here, or?
Now, I had a boyfriend that we moved out here because he was a stuntman. And we said, if you're ever going to make it, we might as well go out there and try. And of course, he never made it, and I did. So that ended that relationship.
That's pretty funny. I love that. So where did you go to school then? Around the East Coast?
I went to, I tried to get into the University of Miami for nursing school, and they didn't have any openings. So I had just moved to Florida, didn't know anybody. So when I was in my last year of high school, they said, if you only want to go to school half time, you can get a job. So I got a job with these two dentists, and I always thought to myself, I could do anything, but the thing I wanted to do was see the inside of the body.
Right.
So when I moved to Florida, I went to this Miami-Dade college and became an operating room technician.
Oh,
And
amazing.
so then
And what did that entail?
well, you're a scrub nurse and you still work
Uh-huh.
in the operating room and all that kind of stuff.
And so how much real world nursing did you do before you went full time into film?
I did that in 1970, graduated in 72, and then came out here and went to nursing school out here and worked. And so I've been a nurse for, oh God. I've been doing medicine since 1970, but nursing about 6 years, and then I fell into this.
Right.
From
And
70, let's see, from 70, no, from 81 or 80 till now, till 86. If I was on a show and it got canceled, I would go back to the hospital.
ah,
And one of my good stories is I was up for St. Elsewhere after the first season,
uh-huh.
and Abby Singer called me one night. It was
The,
about,
the famed assistant director.
yes. He
Nice.
called me and we were negotiating a deal, and we were within $50 of each other. And I said, "Abby, it's just $50. He says, "I know, I'll go in tomorrow and I'll talk to the boys and I'll let you know." I said, "Okay, great." The next day, someone had asked for me to work in the hospital for him. So I went to the hospital. They said, "Okay, you're going to be in the heart room." I said, "Okay." Went in the heart room. They bring the patient in. I look down, it's Abby Singer. I go,
No
Oh,
way.
no.
"Abby, what are you doing here?"
Oh my Lord.
He goes, "I went for a walk with my wife around the block after I talked to you, and I had chest pains, and I've been here ever since."
Oh, no.
That's insane. So I guess you got your $50.
No, I didn't.
Are you
No.
kidding?
No, he went
Uh,
into a deep depression afterwards from all the medication. But I went to do post-op visits on him.
I see.
But
Yeah.
no, I didn't get that job. But it was okay because I went on to do I think it was Doogie Howser. I was doing
Doogie Howser, right.
Yeah,
Hauser.
Wasn't Greg Bilson Jr. the prop master on that?
certainly was. He's like my brother. We were
Right? That's going way back
way back.
when
And
Greg was slinging props.
we used to go, we all were golfers. I was the only girl. We'd get buses once a month, or we'd go up to Pebble Beach because two of the guys' family lived up in Pebble Beach. And
Right?
we would play Pebble Beach for $50.
Wow.
And they called us the Hollywood Hoodlums. We go up about once a month and just had a blast.
That's brilliant. You still golf?
I still golf, yes. In fact, I just did a LPGA for the old ladies in Utah,
Nice.
and I got closest to the pin. So,
Wow. Very
Whoa.
nice.
but I used to put all the golf tournaments on for David Kelly, Stephen Bochco, and
Wow.
Nip Tuck. We had some on Nip Tuck
Did
because
we?
Mike Robbins.
I didn't. Oh, right. Mike Robin, of course.
Yeah, but I think you were gone by then.
I was gone by then. I was
Yeah.
on to other things.
Yes, big things.
Some of them, but hey, I mean, you just keep going. You did Chicago
Oh,
Hope too, right?
I did Chicago Hope with
75 episodes of Chicago Hope.
Yeah, I did all of them. We did the pilot, and I think we did 6 years on that. Yeah.
Once you started doing this, like you kind of said, you kind of just fell into the one show. Did you just keep rolling from one to the next
Yeah.
right
I did a
away?
lot. And then I always worked. I did Hill Street Blues, if you can believe that, with Steven.
Wow.
And
Right.
so I worked all Steven's shows, Stephen Bochco, best boss ever. Stephen
Yeah.
Bochco, Aaron Spelling, David Kelly. I did all their shows.
Amazing.
At Fox for the longest time. And anyway, it was great. In fact, my first medical show was over at Paramount with Henry Winkler was my executive producer.
Nice. Another great guy.
And those are the days we used to watch dailies. And
Yeah, right.
me my hamburger. And I go, I cannot believe the Fonz. If my mother knew, and we do it in the Desi Lou Theater. It was incredible. Yeah, good memories.
No doubt. So do you think that med teching over the years has changed a lot?
I think of course it has, I mean,
And,
look at
and
the Pit. Have you watched the Pit?
yeah, that's insane.
Insane. They turn the lights on and there's no rest. They don't
Yeah.
relight and all the other stuff. You don't get a break. They just go from one scene to the next, which
Yeah.
is crazy. But I thought it's the most realistic medical show,
Oh,
and I
nice.
just really loved it. But
Yeah, it's
yeah,
intense.
over the years it's changed. I mean, depending on the show and what, they want and what you bring,
Right. Well, a lot more realities coming.
for sure. Because I was on a show called Nightingales, and it
Mm-hmm.
was Suzanne Pochette, and they came down on us because, all the student nurses were screwing in every room they could possibly think of. And
Oh,
the nurses came down on us and said, no, 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 no. But I said, it would have been a lot worse if I wasn't there.
Right.
yeah.
Of course, when I did Chicago Hope, ER started the same night, same town, same everything.
Right.
And they got a beating the first season because they weren't realistic.
I see.
That's when they went and hired a bunch of doctors, ER doctors from Cedars, which are still
Wow.
doing the show now.
Oh wow.
So they brought him in as consultants
And
or on
set
camera?
for writing
Oh,
and on camera.
right. So speaking of right, so I'm sure as a producer, an executive producer, you're part of writing all the scripts, or at least,
Well, I get a script and then I make my notes, and then
right.
we have a meeting and I bring all my notes and, figure it out.
Right. So they like lean to you to like come up with the medical procedures and the jargon and all that then,
Yeah,
right?
they say, we'll just write it. Linda Klein will figure it out. So,
Yeah, like on my show, they write medical.
yes, that's the way they did on our show.
And then you figure it out. You tell them what's cool.
And how much fun did we have on Nip Tuck? Come on, that was
I know, that was nuts.
We
That
would
was,
laugh from morning till night. It was crazy.
yeah, God bless Julian. We just lost him.
I
So,
know, so
but,
sad. But
How
I
do you
remember those meetings with Ryan.
right?
My first meeting with Ryan was
Ryan Murphy, right?
Ryan Murphy.
Oh boy.
He brought me in and like he'll tell you what ashtray he wants in the scene.
100%.
And so it was for the pilot. We were shooting it down in San Diego. And he told me, he says, okay, listen, there's a scene where this suction comes, where these doctors are doing a suction. He goes, and then I want the fat flying all over the room. And I go, you realize it's suction, right? So it sucks it in.
Right.
He goes, yeah, but I don't care. I want it flying around the room. And I said, okay, how about this? What if there's a switch that's like a reverse switch and they kick that and then it flies all around? Oh, I love it. You're hired. He said,
Nice. Is that something that is in reality? Can you do that? Do you?
no, I knew.
How did
See,
it
that's
look?
why you're so successful because you know what they want and you just give it to them. I love it. So I would assume also that over all the years you had to like keep up with new procedures and new techniques and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
It's like,
Like riding a bike,
so,
medicine. But
right?
you
Okay.
research everything and the beauty of my job was working with David and Stephen. I mean, they would do things that only one doctor in the world would do. And Grey's Anatomy also. So you get to call those doctors, you get to know all these doctors, and you research it and then they become your buddies. And I have a thing where I like to bring in real LA City firefighters because I don't
Right.
want actors taking all these off the rig. So I bring in the LA City firefighters to do it. And so
Nice.
it's been great because not only because I promo a lot of equipment, do I meet all the reps for all these companies that
Right.
I bring in real nurses to do a lot of the stuff, which they call Kleinettes, if you remember.
Right. But it makes sense because they know what they're doing. It's like if you hire a photographer when you're doing news scenes, they know how to use the camera, so it makes a
Yeah.
big difference. Or especially with
It saves
ENT,
time. Yeah,
because running a striker, if you don't do it right, you're going to dump somebody. So
right. And safety first, as you well know.
yeah,
So I've been able to do all that great stuff and have these wonderful outlets and these people that I get to work with.
yeah,
Have you gone back to like actually like have you been able to go back into operating rooms or in nurse just to like freshen up and uh,
If I had to, I would, yeah, because I have a lot of the doctors are still my friends. In fact, when I was a nurse, and doing an operation, I would say to the doctors, if you needed such and such, who would you go to? And they would tell me a guy that I wouldn't let touch me or my family.
oh
I said at that point, oh, please let me be the one to steer everybody to the right doctors. And you know what? My dream has came true because everybody calls me for a doctor. Greg Bilson's always calling.
oh really?
Yeah,
So you know the best doctors in LA then, huh?
all over the world, like
All over the world.
yeah.
Carl.
So yeah, let's talk about that. So I mean, again, a lot of what you do, and you're working with the prop master, right? Is it
Oh yeah,
Ryan Blank? Is he mastering again?
he certainly is. He's
Because he
been
was doing video for a long time, right? And then
was. Then he came
yeah,
back to prop master.
right. So he went back to being prop master. That's great. So you guys work in tandem, right? I mean,
Yeah, we
first,
did Chicago Hope together. He came on Nip Talk, and then we came to Grey's Anatomy together.
nice. So do you do? I mean, again, I don't. I'm sure it's different for you because again, you're a producer and you've been doing this forever. But like when I worked with other med techs because they could never get you, um, we always, I do a breakdown and then they do a breakdown and then we commiserate and then we figure out who's getting what. But you have way more context than any prop master can ever have.
Oh,
Do you promo most everything that you get? at this point?
In the old days, it used to be really easy to do that. And,
Hmm.
but yeah, if I can't get something from A1 or something, then I'll call and, get whatever I need. So yeah, I'm still promoing as much as I can. And, I'm good to these people. I bring them in. I want them on the set to make sure we're using the product correctly.
Right.
And so, I'm good to these people and they're good to me. So, and I've got a reputation that goes way back. So
Yeah.
it's been easy for me and really good.
And
Although all these people are retiring and I'm not.
I know that's the scary part, right? All the contacts are just
Yeah.
evaporating. Um, but do you also help with getting all the equipment like that would be considered set dressing too? Like in
Yeah, I did
it,
that on Nip Tuck.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So like with an anesthesiology machine, are they all rigged or how do you
Now I have some that are rigged. In fact, we had that on Nip Tuck. And the ones on Grey's Anatomy are rigged. But that's just because the company has done that for me.
right?
I don't need all that stuff.
Was it, but for shows like is Chicago Hope filmed in Chicago?
No. But we
Okay,
would
never
go
mind.
there. We went to
Yeah.
Chicago a lot in the cold winters
Yeah,
on the
fun
street.
times.
Yeah. In fact, when we were doing a scene one time and we were shooting it and it was snowing at like 3 o'clock in the morning. We had to be out of there. So we didn't finish. We had to come back the next day and all the snow was gone.
Mm.
They had to go around the city to find snow to bring it over for the
Trucking in the
match.
snow.
As
All
it's
those things.
melting,
You
as they're
guys know
probably
how
bringing
that
it.
goes.
Yeah.
That's always fun chasing snow.
Oh,
For sure. We never have to do that in Los Angeles.
no.
They do foam snow.
Yeah. So if you were gonna, let's say, hypothetically, I may or may not be going into a birthing scene. How would you approach that if I were to hire you as a medical tech in a place like, I don't know, Boston, where they don't have that technical
You're trying to get some free advice.
stuff?
I've done so many births in my day because I did a show with Aaron Spellin and all the doctors were OBs. Um, you put cream cheese and jelly because you can't put makeup on a baby. And so I've got this great routine where I set up I make the parents bring their shampoo so the kids, are used to whatever and you're not
Right?
getting. And we set them up with a little bathtub after, but I get a warmer. I set them all up and I get cream cheese and I like cherry preserves and blueberry to give the color and just slather up the kid and I'm like the baby whisperer and anyone that works with me
Nice.
will tell you.
Oh
So
wow.
I can
That
put a
helps.
person to sleep in 2 minutes. So it really helps. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you have like three of them, right? So you gotta
Slather
slather
them
them
all
all
up.
up. Stack them up, get them in.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's another thing that's probably changed a lot over the years too, because we have a lot more prosthetics now than we used to have,
Oh
right?
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Prosthetics have gotten really good. Really good.
Yeah. Because when we started St. Denis, um, what was it? New Amsterdam? Is that what the show was?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
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 In New York? Yeah, we got like three 40 footers full of their stuff.
Oh
Did they
wow.
rap as you were starting or something?
The show got canceled and it was an NBC show, so they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna bring you all this stuff, see what you want." And there was so many prosthetics, it was nuts.
Whoa.
Yeah.
But that stuff is not cheap.
Well, you should
So
see what we have now. It's
I'm
incredible.
sure it's
Rooms and rooms. But they called me to do that show. Peter Horton was the executive producer.
mm-hmm.
He begged me, but
You didn't want
20
to go to New
years
York.
later, you cannot. Who has a job these days? It's terrible.
It is terrible. And
Oh,
that's the thing too. I mean, there's never been a lot of med techs out there either,
right,
right? You
right.
know, I mean, I don't even know who the new ones are. Well, we have a couple new ones on my show that I've never heard of, and they're great. But a lot of the ones that I've always used are still around.
Yeah. Did you use
So
Melissa?
Melissa, yes.
Yeah, yeah, she comes on
Yeah.
my show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we had her in the beginning, and then she had to leave, and then we had Michelle Cates
Ah,
for a little bit, and now we have um, Rachel Day and
yeah.
Jamie. I can't remember her last name. She's gonna hate me. But
I
she
don't know
also
her.
she she did the pit too. She was on the pit.
Oh, that's good.
If
Yeah.
somebody wanted to be a med tech, what's the trajectory of that? Like, did you start working for a med tech that just kept you employed until you were able to like get your own shows? Is that usually how it is? Is there a union?
That's
Uh,
how I did it. Yeah. There's no union
yeah,
now.
you're
Yeah.
just contracted pretty much.
Yeah. Pretty much.
So, and you talk about having, bringing in nurses and for stuff, but you work with the prop department though, right? And I mean, do
Totally.
they
I mean,
assist you and when you do medicals, surgery scenes and stuff? I
oh
mean,
yeah.
so
Yeah.
how, in what way, in what capacity do you use them?
The prop masters?
Yeah, in the set prop people and stuff.
Oh, they're like my right hand. And it's like, listen, after 21 years, they know medicine. It's like my
Yeah.
actors. I walk into a set and they know what they're doing. It's, not much that I have to do because it's just been one thing after another. But I've got a great prop team, and I have a guy named Ryan Donahue that's
Mm-hmm.
like become part of my team, and he takes care of everything, IVs, putting up the just everything. So yeah, and then I just lost my assistant Peyton, who
Mm.
to come with us on Nip Tuck. Anyway, Peyton started out. He was a uh worked in the office and
Mm-hmm.
the APOC, and he was just the best. And then went to dinner with him one night, and he was doing a theater for in Beverly Hills, and they had just laid him off. And I said, "Why don't you come work with me?" And he did, and it was like everybody thought he was a doctor.
Wow.
He was so good. And he became a character on the show. He became an anesthesiologist. So
Oh, nice.
he gets retired. So
So, yeah, speaking of that, I see that you've done a lot of acting turns as well over the years.
yeah,
And
not my
is it
favorite.
you it is your favorite or not your favorite? You don't like it.
I'd rather be behind the camera, setting it all up and creating it.
Sure. But I mean, was that born out of the fact that, well, you know how to do it, so just get in there and do it?
Yeah, yeah, because I'd be the surgical nurse, or remember Boki? I have little Boki. She's a Korean nurse.
Right.
She's
Right.
me. We work together, and she's been with me on almost every show. And yeah, it's so much easier because I've been a one woman show for so long that you tell somebody to go get you this, and they don't know what the hell they're talking about. So it's easier
Right.
for me to just do it all, and you know. But on Grace, yeah, Grace, I've taught everybody a lot.
Sure. And so, I mean, again, obviously, Grace is a different story than what most people deal with because you've been together for so long
Yeah.
and everybody's been doing it for so long. So everybody is kind of an expert at this point. But like,
Oh,
if you get on a show where, your actors have never done this before, do you like hold class for them before
yeah,
you start shooting and stuff?
I do that a lot. But the thing with me is that I've done, like they'll have rehearsals for big stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
I just get in there and I give them little simple things that they can do that make them look real. So
Right.
they have enough the actors have enough to learn with the lines and all this.
Sure.
So I try to keep it simple, but make it look real. And if come up to them and say, "You're not doing it right," they respect that because,
They want to
that
look like they're
correct.
doing it right.
Yeah.
And it's like choreography, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, everything has to be timed for
Yeah.
each line, so everything's consistent for every take.
Yeah.
So,
There's times we'll do big rehearsals and stuff, but most of the time these actors, they'll come in, we'll rehearse, and then I'll come in and show them what they're doing. And then having Boki there, having one of the real nurses, I say, just put your hand out and they'll give it to you. So,
Oh
Right.
no.
yeah.
And so now you still are using a lot of retractables and stuff for needles, or do you ever do needles where you have to use an actual needle and you shoot
No,
into
I won't do that. They've asked. I won't do it.
oh really to put it into it, but
Oh,
you
yeah.
could do it into a prosthetic though, right? If you
Into a
ever
prosthetic, yes, but not into somebody. And I've had directors ask me, and I
yeah
To
just,
really stick somebody with a needle?
that's what they
yeah
want. Yeah.
that's
Oh
I
like
my
I
god.
had
live
on a show,
gunfire.
I had on a show I won't mention, but one of the directors, I had a girl, she was supposed to, her water was supposed to break.
Right.
And the director said, why don't you drink all this water? And then I went to the really pee.
What?
Wow.
And when I found that out, I went right to the producers and I said, this cannot happen. And
Wow.
I could not believe it. But these things happen, depending on who you work with.
Yeah,
Those,
no doubt.
Jesus.
like I did Nixon with
Yeah,
Oliver,
I see that with Bill Petrata.
Bill Petrata, Mike Gannon. They all used to hire me all the time.
Yeah, I see that. It seemed like
I got stories I could tell you from them.
yeah, go ahead.
They
I
called me one
Tell
time.
me a good Bill Petrata story. We always love a good Bill
Oh yeah,
Petrata story.
he's fine. Oh, I got a good one for you with
Okay.
other movie I did, but he called me up and he said, Linda, they're doing this walkthrough down in Hollywood. Can you meet the team? They're doing a scout today. I said, okay, I'll meet him. And he says, Nixon took place in the 60s, so you got to tell him what was there in the 60s and what wasn't in the hospital. I said, okay. So I go down. Bill Petrata's on location, and they're working. So I meet this group. I don't know anybody. I'm walking down the hallways, and they got railings up, and I go, you know what? They didn't use this in the 60s. We got to take these down. And then everywhere we went, I said, oh, you need this. You don't need that. Take this away, blah, blah, blah. So they take me in this room. It was this old dilapidated hospital, and it was a birthing room. And they said, okay, this is going to be our trauma room. We're going to bring in Anthony Hopkins in here, and this is where we're going to be at. So I'm telling them all this stuff. Now people are paying attention to me. And there's this glass window and this big, huge room behind them. And they said, what do you see? What can we put in here? How do you see this? And I said, well, they said, because Mrs. Nixon's going to come here and look in. And I said, well, you probably want a backlighter. So you probably want to put some x-ray view boxes and some desks in here. We'll fill it up, blah, 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 blah. Oh, that's a great idea. Okay, we'll do that. So by the end of the day, I was only supposed to do that day for the Petrata. So the set decorator comes over to me and she goes, hey, I'm going out to Alpha. Can you meet me out there? We're going to pick up some equipment. I said, okay, I'll meet you. Was only supposed to do one day. So I could meet her out there. We're going through the whole thing. I said, we could use this, and then blah, blah, blah. She goes, okay, we're going to set up the set tomorrow. Can you be there? I said, sure. Day 3. So I go over there. We're setting the whole thing up. It was me and Craig from Alpha. And
Wow.
she says, oh my God, they're going to move sets. We got to go to this location. Can you just set this up for us? I said, sure, I'll set it up. So Craig and I set the whole thing up. They leave. And then she says, oh, they're shooting here tomorrow. Can you be here tomorrow? I said, all right, I'll be here tomorrow. So they come in, they bring me in, and we're doing a rehearsal. It's Oliver Stone. And he had just done JFK in
Right.
Texas,
Right.
where he met this doctor, an ER doctor. He took this doctor on the road with him so he could write his prescriptions, of course. And
Okay.
Like you do.
I know where this is going.
everybody else. So anyway, we go in, we're all in there, everybody's in there, I'm in the back. And Oliver turns to this doctor and he says, okay, tell me what goes on in here. And the doctor starts reading from the script. And so Oliver goes, okay, but tell me what goes on in here. And he starts reading from the script. Now I some reason I can see the scene. So I raise my hand and I go, what about this? Because I know what he wants. He doesn't want reading from the script. So I
Right.
go up there and he goes, I go, okay, so they bring Anthony in, they move him over to the table, blah, blah, blah. He goes, he crashes, boom, they throw the pillow out, boom, he crashes. They do this, they intubate him, blah, 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 blah. And Oliver's looking at me and he goes, show me that again. So I do the whole thing, blah, 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 blah. And after I'm done, he looks at the doctor, he goes, is she right? And the doctor goes, yeah, she's right. So he goes, okay, we want to do that. Whatever she said, we're going to do that.
Nice.
So they bring in Anthony, they put him on the gurney. And this was when they first started having Video Village. And there was a
Oh,
monitor in a room.
right.
So I'm going by this room, I see the monitor. I said, oh, I'm going to go watch this rehearsal. I go in there, I'm the only one in there. And this guy walks by and he goes, what are you doing in here? And I go, I'm going to watch the rehearsal. He goes, you can't be in here. And he drags me out, puts me behind this door, and
Oh.
they do the rehearsal. And then all of a sudden I hear, Linda Klein, Linda Klein, Linda Klein. I look at this guy and I go, that's me. And he goes, okay. So he pulls me all the way to Oliver Stone on the set. And Oliver looks at me and he goes, what'd you think? And I go, well, I couldn't watch it. And he goes, what do you mean you couldn't watch it? I said, well, I tried and well, anyway. So he says,
It-
okay, you see her, she's with me all day. Whatever I say, she's with me. Whatever she says, we go. So after the first take, he goes, what'd you think? I go, it could be a little faster. He goes, yeah, that's right, it could. Let's go.
nice.
And the whole day it was like everywhere he went, he took me with him. What do you see here? What do you want here? Blah, blah, blah. What can I do here? So that was my day with Oliver Stone and Bill Petrata. But I got a good one for you. Bill Petrata, we did a show with
Nice.
oh, what's his name? Oh gosh, hold on.
Was
He's
it Grand Canyon?
no,
Nope.
that I had to do that with him too. That was something else. Um,
One of my favorite movies.
yes.
Yeah, Bill's a big fan of the show, so he'll be watching.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Well, then I gotta tell you this story.
Okay, good.
So he keeps calling me up. We gotta make casts for oh, what's his name? He was with Demi Moore in
Oh, Bruce Willis?
Patrick
Oh, Swayze?
Patrick Swayze.
Right.
So every day he'd call me up, he'd say, okay, we're gonna go make this cast for Patrick Swayze. And then I'd get all the stuff, and then he'd call me and he'd cancel. This happened like 4 or 5 times. So then
Right.
finally he goes, okay, Linda, we're doing this. Meet me out at the
Alpha.
prop house, Bilson's prop house. He says,
Oh, ISS.
ISS. He says, you can pick all the props. I said, okay. He says, we're probably going to helicopter you in because Patrick's at his ranch. He says, so come out and get your stuff. And I go, are we really going to do it this time? And he goes, yeah, we're really going to do it. I said, okay, great. So I go out there, we're waiting for the call. We're waiting for the call. I'm sitting out there at ISS. We got our supplies. And here comes Bill. He goes, Linda, listen, we got to go out to this vet clinic, this vet hospital in Calabasas. He goes, don't ask questions. We just got to go out there. Patrick's out there and you can't say a word. His dog is dying. Don't say a word. I said,
Oh, no.
okay. So he throws me into the truck and it's him and me and this other girl who's going to get this diary signed by Patrick Swayze. So we ride out there. We go pull up to this animal clinic and Bill says, okay, I'm going in. Stay here. I go, okay. So he comes back out and he goes, okay, listen, Patrick's in the back room. I'm going to help you get your supplies and get it ready. But whatever you do, don't ask him about his dog. His dog is dying. I go, okay. So we go in, it's just me and Petrata. And he goes, what do you need? We go into this back room and there on this platform is laying his dog. Hooked up,
What?
IVs, all this stuff. The dog is just out completely and he's got crystals all over the room and crosses and all this stuff hanging around this dog. And I look at Petrata And he goes, what do you need? I go, I need some hot water for these cast material. He says, okay, I'll get it. So, and we're talking like this because he doesn't want to disturb the dog.
Yeah.
Dying dog.
So the back door is open and I hear Patrick screaming at somebody. So we're getting ready. I'm getting the cast stuff all ready. Here comes Patrick Swayze. He's like, I look at him, he's got pants on. I got to make a leg cast. And so he looks at me and he goes, well, what do you need? I go, wow, do you have shorts? I need.
Right.
So he says, no, drops his pants. I go, okay, I'm in the back of a vet clinic with
Was
Bill
he
Madonna. Patrick's crazy in his underwear
was he
and
in
the
tighty
dog is
whities?
dying. So I'm sitting there, I'm making the cast. And how do you just look at this dog and you don't ask him? So
Right.
I go, what's wrong with your dog?
Yeah, yeah,
I thought
yeah.
the trotter was going to lay me out. He's like, oh my God. We get out of the truck after I make this cast. We do the whole thing. We got
My
out of
God.
the truck. He goes, Linda, I told you not to ask about the dog. I go, how did you not ask about the dog? The dog's laying there.
Right.
He's crying. He's having a hard time. I said, what do you do? So anyway, Petrarca goes, okay, this movie takes place over 32 days. I want 32 casts. I said, what are you
Wow.
talking about? I said, yeah, you're joking, right? He says, no, Linda, I want 32 casts. I said, Petrarca, we can take it off and add, and make it around. No,
Right.
I want you to make me 32 casts. I go, oh my God. And I was doing Chicago Hope. I went back to my office in Chicago Hope and I was pulling people in off the street just to do casts on their legs so I could cut them for them. 32 casts I had to make for them. That was cool.
Wow. And so every day they put a new cast on and then you just seal the back, or
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I know. That's Bill.
Yeah. I had to do
We used to laugh though. Him and Mike Gannon, Kevin, they're
right.
all great. I love working with them. They call me
Yeah.
everything.
They're the real deal for sure.
Yep.
That's amazing. So on Chicago Hope, the prop master was Art Lipschutz, right?
Oh yeah.
And he started Ellis, right? Was that the guy from Ellis?
Maybe, I don't know, but Art was like this old guy. He also called me all the time for all kinds of movies and things. I remember we were doing a movie in the basement and it was a bunch of monkeys and gorillas, and the gorillas hated women, so I couldn't go in the room.
There was a bunch of real monkeys in the basement.
And they hated women.
And they hated women. So Art would have to go in.
What show
Come
was
on.
this?
That was a movie. It was called, what was that called? It was a movie of the week with
Right. Good
Grace,
God.
Grace, what's her name? Big she was African American, big girl. Anyway,
Oh. Anyway. Yeah, you did a bunch of really. So Grand Canyon, did you have a story in there somewhere?
oh yeah. That we had to shoot outside this hospital that I worked at St. John's. And oh, what's his name? The guy who did that?
Kevin Klein?
No, the other one. Uh Danny Glover was in it.
Right.
Martin. Steve Martin.
Oh, right.
Was in the back of a limo. And again, I had to make a cast for him on his leg. And oh, he was not the nicest person in the world.
Oh,
That's too bad.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, casts. I mean, so nowadays, they don't do plaster casts anymore. So,
what do they do?
when I did Winning Time, we had to do a cast on Magic Johnson. When Magic Johnson
Oh,
broke his leg,
yeah.
and I came up with this idea to do it out of rubber,
Oh,
and
that's nice.
it worked out really well. And now I have this cast, and you just slide it on like a glove.
Yeah.
How did you do it out of rubber? What was the process of making that?
Yeah, I had it done at SAT, but what we did is we made a real cast, and then they cast a mold of that real cast,
They
and
cast a
then
mold of the cast.
yeah, and then they did a great a surface paint job on it to match the again, it was just like 1980,
Yeah.
too, or whatever, so it was a real plaster cast. But now it's like that Coban or
Yeah. In fact, sometimes I'll use Coban, but I've also figured out a way to make a real cast and be able to slip it on and slip it off.
yeah, because that's always the nightmare.
That is it's a nightmare.
If they gotta like, do the whole show in a
Oh,
cast,
no way.
it's
No way.
a drag.
I just use a lot of webbing and stuff like that in the middle, like ABD pads and stuff when I'm making it so that you can just take that stuff out and put it in. Yeah.
Amazing.
Kind of put it on and you just stuff it around to fill it out a little
When
bit.
I first make it, yeah, and then I pull all the stuffing out and then you can just slide it on and off.
Yeah.
You learn all these tricks once you
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah,
over the years, all this stuff. Yeah.
yeah, it's they're never fun casts. Never happy when I have to do a cast on a show.
No.
But if 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 you ever need a rubber cast mic, let me know. I got it.
Yeah.
Really now.
What did you do on Ocean's 11?
Oh my God, I had to teach Brad Pitt how to do CPR.
Oh,
But
really?
he already knew it, so it was like
Nice.
I didn't really have much to do,
Just
but I hung out. It was a real learning experience on that.
Did you have to
yeah.
go out to Vegas to teach Brad Pitt how to do CPR
No, they shot here at
down
a
here?
hotel somewhere. Yeah.
Was that was like a 1-day gig? Come in and teach
Yeah.
this,
Yeah.
and Brad knew what he was doing, so that's pretty good.
Yeah. It was
So
pretty easy gig.
that was an easy day.
Yeah, just
So
the three credits back to back. You have I Am Sam, Ocean's 11, and Vanilla Sky, which are all
Oh my
with
God. Yeah, that
Vanilla Sky, which you did with Ellen Freund.
yeah. And
Yep.
I also and then that was with what's his name? The actor.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Tom Cruise.
Tom
Tom
Cruise.
Cruise.
Yeah. That was a good one. They had to tunnel black in all of from his trailer to the set. And y'all had to be quiet, but they brought me into the makeup room to talk to him about all of this stuff. And he sat on the back of a makeup chair. I never forget this, asking me question after question after question after question. So that was my experience with Tom Cruise.
I've heard that about Tom Cruise. Like everybody I've talked to that like when you're in a room with Tom Cruise and you need to know about like props or whatever it is, you're the only person in the world.
Yeah.
And he really just dives 100% in, is like so focused on what it is you're trying to teach. So like you have to have your shit together and know what
Yeah.
you're talking about because he's
True.
really gonna like dive full into it.
So true. He just kept question after question after question. Yeah.
That's cool. I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. He's very focused.
So, have you had a lot of experience with actors who just couldn't quite get it? I mean, like I've worked with some actors who can't deliver lines and do anything else at the same time.
Oh, yeah. I've had that. Yeah. And then they cry because they don't want to do anything. And I'm like, no, you can do it. You can do it. I swear. Just do this, this, and this. And yeah. Yeah. It. I had a McSteamy on Grey's Anatomy. Never wanted to
Uh
do anything. He says, Linda, I can't walk and talk and chew gum at the same time.
huh. That's how Victor Garber is.
I said, okay, well, look, I'm going to keep it simple for you. Just do this, this, and blah, blah, blah. And just keep taking this. So he looked like a real doctor, but yeah, he
Yeah,
wanted to do
he's
anything.
mixed steamy. It didn't matter if he looked like a real doctor, right? He just
That's
looked good.
right. Now he's got ALS, and that's
I
sad.
know. I saw that.
So
That's
sad.
sad too. Is
Oh,
he? Is he? I'm sorry. I don't watch the show anymore. Is he off the show? Has he been off the
off
show?
that show. He's on he's doing a bunch of other shows. He's did uh what is it? Oh, begins with an E.
Hmm.
Anyway,
Yeah.
done that. He did a new show, but he's progressing pretty fast. It's really sad.
Ah, that's just awful. I hate hearing that story.
Yeah, and it's like all these actors I've worked with for 22 years, they've all had babies. I'm the
Yeah.
mother to all these guys,
Right.
kids,
Yeah. Had babies and then they grew up.
and now they're all grown up. It's
That's
really
just
something to
nuts.
watch. So I know his kids, they all had babies on our show, and now, Patrick Dempsey's kids are like one graduated and actually all three have graduated. So they had them all on our show.
Have you guys had a lot of turnaround on that show, or has it all been the same people all this time,
We've had some
crew
turn,
wise?
but lately we've had the same people. Yeah,
Hmm.
everybody sticks around and it's a really great group. And we're really like a family. And most of the shows like Doogie Howser, we all hung out together. We all did stuff. Nip Tuck,
Right.
we all hung out and did
Yeah.
stuff. I mean, I've been very blessed that way in
Yeah.
all my shows that Chicago Hope, I'm still friends with all them. Still friends with the Doogie Howser group.
I mean,
Uh,
if you do over almost 100 episodes, how do you not be
yeah,
close to that team?
Yeah.
Especially with Grays, which you did, it
we're
looks
good.
like 440 episodes at this
Our
point.
second episode is 450.
Oh,
Wow.
really?
Yeah.
And when do you start filming? Did you already start?
No, we start prep on Monday.
Start prep on Monday. And is Ryan coming back?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, how's he doing? I know he lost his house in the fire, which
Oh,
sucks.
he's doing good. He just moved into another house in Toluca Lake.
Oh, good.
Couldn't be happier. He'll probably never buy another house here in California, but he finally got his pool and
He had a nice pool at the old place for sure.
yeah. Yep.
Um,
Yep.
so what was your biggest disaster?
Oh my God, I have so many. Oh my,
Did it involve blood?
Peter Berg. I
Okay,
worked with Peter
director
as an
Peter Berg.
actor,
Yeah.
and he took me on all of his movies and stuff. Anyway, we were doing a scene, and Michael Dinner was directing, and Art Lipschild had got us this freezer because I would bring in real cowbells
Oh, right.
to do the surgery. So we got them on a Friday. Art got the cooler. We put the bowels in the cooler. First thing up on Monday, we were going to shoot this scene. And they set up this shot that they were going to do a high shot on a ladder, all this stuff. It was before cranes and everything. Anyway, it took forever to light this thing. They bring in Peter. I put in the bowels in the belly and I go, Peter, whatever you do, don't open this bag. And of course, everything you tell Peter not to do, Peter does. So we're doing this rehearsal, and all of a sudden I give him scissors, and what does he do? He cuts open the bag, and out of this bag comes this
Stench.
not only stench, but it fills the room with because somebody had turned off the electric
Uh-huh.
weekend.
Oh, my Lord.
Owl bows. We cleared the stage. I took those boughs, I wrapped them up like in bags and threw them in the garbage. And we had to set up another shot. We couldn't do the shot that he
Oh,
wanted.
no.
I'm sure you probably couldn't go in there for another 2 days.
He was pissed. So here I'm thinking they were going to just not do the shot. But fumes were coming out. It was just horrible. They're lighting candles. They're trying to get the stench out.
Ugh.
It was just horrible. So after we shoot a couple of the scene, directions and stuff, then Peter Horton comes up to me or Michael Dinner comes up to me, goes, okay, we're going to use the bowels in the next episode. I go, in the next scene. I go, what? He goes, yeah, we're going to get that shot. And I'm like, they're in the garbage. What do you want me to do? And he goes, get the bowels.
Oh, my.
I go, get me Clorox, get me a bucket. I threw them in because now they're discolored. They're just discolored.
Yeah.
So I get the bag of thing. I go in, I have to dumpster dive. I got somebody helping me into the dumpster, getting the bag out of the dumpster, taking it in, rubbing it with Clorox. That was really smart of me because they turned pink.
Yeah.
And we went in and we shot that. But
And unreal. I until you said it, I completely forgot about that before there was prosthetics and um what's this stuff called? The liquid or Oh my God, I can't remember what the stuff that they make it out of now. The
Oh,
what is
The
silicone.
latex.
latex? Thank you, liquid latex. That we
Well,
did. We used to use pork bellies for
that's what
doing.
I came up with that because it looked mostly like a skin. So we used
Yeah,
to nip tuck,
we
but
used to. Yeah,
yeah, I went and did Oprah. That's a funny story because
you
What?
did the Oprah show.
a couple times. But I had just broken up with a boyfriend that I had lived with for 7 years, and I'm walking out of my trailer, and I walk up to Hector Elizondo walks next to me, and he goes, "Hey, how are you today, Linda?" You go, Hector, life's like this, like a roller coaster. Right now I'm down, but I know I'm coming back up soon. And no sooner did I say that I walked into my office, Art Lipschultz in the office. My phone is ringing. I pick up the phone and they go, "Hi, is Linda Klein?" I go, "Yeah, this is Linda." He goes, "I'm a producer on the Oprah show and we want you to come." And I'm like, "Yeah, right. Who is this?" And he goes, he must have said it 5, 6, 7 times. And he goes, "No, I'm not kidding. This is, I said, "Well, I don't know if I could get off." And he goes, "No, we've already talked to production. You're going to get off." And I'm like, oh my God, I couldn't even talk. It was like, me going on the Oprah show. So I hang up the phone and and Art goes, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" And I go, I had to write down Oprah. Everybody knew that this was going to happen, but except for me. So I'm like, I hold up the sign, Oprah. He goes, "Oh yeah, right." He drags me over to the production office and they tell them. I'm like, I'm gonna with my sign for Oprah. So I had to call ahead because they wanted to know how I do what I do. So I got a pork belly. I had to call all the Italian markets to get one in Chicago. And they flew me in, and I was in my hotel room, and it was like you'd have thought it was a florist's office. There were so many flowers and things in that. Then the next day, they put me in my limo to go to the Oprah show, and the Jumanji guys were there. And so their car broke down. So they're like, "Can the Jumanji guys go in your limo?" I said, "Sure." So we go over there. We pull up to the Oprah show, and I've got to go set up my stuff on the table and stuff because I had sent that, a blood knife, all different kinds of things. The minute I walked in the door, I'm like, "Okay, my supplies here?" And they're like, "Are you the bow lady? Are you the bow lady? Your bows are here." Everybody was
Oh
talking
my
about
Lord.
it. So I had to go backstage and Oprah was there doing some commercials. So I hung out with her and her dogs, and I was setting up my table with a pork belly, and I had a prosthetic belly for a pregnant woman.
Hmm.
Anyway, it was all this stuff. I set it all up. So it came time to do my thing, and it was me and Oprah at this table. And so I said, "Well, this is a pork belly." And I said, "Here's a blood knife." And I showed her how to do it. So I said, "Here, do it." So she made this cut. And then I took up the pregnant belly that had, has the Velcro in the back. And I said, "Here, Ope, you want to try this?" Anyway, so then I had to clean up my mess afterwards. So I got to hang out with her
Wait a
again.
minute. Did she put it on?
Yeah, I put it
You
on.
impregnated Oprah.
I
Nice.
impregnated Oprah. There you go. Yeah,
That's pretty good.
yeah.
That's pretty awesome. I love
Oh,
that.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you have let's talk about blood, which is
Well,
Mikey's favorite subject. Because
we have been through so much blood. I test blood because, there's
right,
black blood and there's red blood, arterial and venous. And
right.
so Ryan brings, well, I used to have this makeup artist, Norm Levitt. Norm
Uh-huh.
Levitt did what the guy who turned green, what was that? Anyway,
The
he's been a
Hulk
makeup artist forever.
for the
And
Hulk.
the Hulk.
Yeah.
He used to do the Hulk's makeup. Well, he used to make the best, best, best blood in his
What
room.
made it great?
He just mixed everything himself, and the color was beautiful, the consistency was great, everything was perfect about it. And then he stopped doing it because he retired.
Uh,
And I had Ryan bring in color after color after color after color. So we finally have found one that the couple that we like, and that's what we use.
What's
is,
the
is
brand?
it KB?
Tell it.
I'll have to take a picture of it and send it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, our listeners will want to know for sure. Yeah, and cleaning it up is disgusting, right?
Oh, it's
I
a
mean,
mess.
that's yeah,
It's a
yeah.
mess. Yeah. And then it gets it, if you don't wear gloves, it stains your
It
hands.
Oh
stains
yeah.
and stains
And,
the actors' hands too. How do you
and the only
prevent
thing
that?
you can do is get shaving cream.
To
Shaving
take it
cream.
off or to put or
Takes it right off.
beforehand? Oh, really? Okay, that's a
Yeah,
good
that'll
tip.
take it off.
Mikey, you already knew that, huh?
Shaving we yeah, in my blood kit we have about 4 cans of shaving
Yeah.
cream.
Nice.
We had a couple bad situations on American Horror Story where the makeup artist accidentally gave uh the person the wrong blood and they had to go in for a hand shot next and we
Oh
all
no.
about 5 of us with 4 cans of shaving cream just with the actor like
Scrubbing their poor
the-
hands.
there was actually what works really really well which we found is I found an old shaving cream bar. Like they used to have the bar like the old classic styles.
Yeah.
They used to have shaving cream bars that you do. It's like a bar of
Oh,
soap, but it's shaving cream, and that worked so well. It was like
oh,
the miracle working thing. So that was like I was like, okay, always need one of those in the blood kit.
oh,
Nice.
so you got to work with Ryan Murphy.
I did work with Ryan. Yeah, yeah, 2 seasons.
We
Yeah.
had the best. I always tell people we had the best of Ryan Murphy because
That's right.
it
Before he
was
got
the first
big.
year, and we laughed from morning till night on Nip Tuck.
Yep,
Always.
for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, so do you have like what's your hot tip for people for prop masters out there as far as like I mean for me it's always about the when you're running an IV and you want the IV to so how do you set up an IV so it's dripping and then you have the needle with the butterfly going in the arm but then where's the where you run it off and off camera and it drips into a bucket or
So I do a dummy line into his arm.
uh-huh.
And then we've got this little bottle that goes on the bottom with a magnet on it, and it'll stick to any
Mm.
metal. And then
Hmm.
you have that go to that, and then that makes it drip. And then the rest of it, you don't see anything in the arm unless
Oh.
Right.
unless you need blood. And then
Oh, right. Like if you're doing transfusion.
yeah, so there's ways to do that too, with just a syringe
Blood.
off camera and do a tight shot.
Right. Yeah, blood always seems to find a way to leak. I don't know what
Oh
it
yeah.
is.
Oh yeah. It's very tricky. Very tricky. Yeah.
Was it difficult to transition into directing and doing all that stuff? Because I mean, being a med tech, like you obviously have to direct the procedural stuff, but then when they opened up the entire world to you, was the how was that as an adjustment?
A lot of work. People don't realize how much work it is, and the prep is just, yeah,
Yeah.
horrendous. But, I walk the directors on Grey's Anatomy and all the shows because they don't know what's going on. And so somehow I have this gift. I've worked with some of the best directors, and so they've given me all the tips of what to do and how they did it. So I've been very lucky that way. So when directors come in, I'll walk them through medical scenes and set it up for them. So I had that before, but then this other extra layer of non-medical stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Yeah.
my first time directing at the read through, I had a standing ovation, which they've never done for anyone. And it's a feeling that you'll never feel in a lifetime, but the whole crew shows up for me.
I'll bet.
The whole cast shows up for me, and they make it so easy for me that it's incredible. And
Yeah.
it's a feeling like no one will ever get in a lifetime. It's
Right.
incredible. So I feel blessed. I feel blessed.
It seems like you always had a propensity towards understanding the process of filmmaking even early on, like when you were talking about with Oliver Stone about how to, you're gonna want to backlight her and all. So is that something that just came natural to you, or did you have any? You didn't have any training at all, right? In film?
No, everything is on set learning. But like I said, working with some of the greatest producers and um, directors, it's been a blessing because I did City of Angels and they called me the first season. Stephen Bochco called me himself and he said, Linda, we need you. Please come. And I forget what show it was on. I'm like, Stephen, I can't leave a show. I can't, I've never left a show in my life. And he goes, all right, well, if that show ever gets canceled, you'll be my first call. I said, okay, great. As soon as that show got canceled, that phone rang. It was Stephen Bochco. Whatever you want, you name it, you got it, blah, blah, blah. And
Nice.
he did. He came through for me, gave me anything I wanted. It was nice.
Amazing.
So,
I've worked with a lot of big time directors. It was their first time
uh,
directing. Like
right?
Doogie Howser, they always brought in, like, do you know Bill Delia?
No,
Bill Delia is one of the greats. Anyway, I did his first directing job on
Doogie.
and
Yeah,
he's a really good director. He does all David Kelly's work. Anyway, he's
nice.
so they all have taught me something because I always
I'll
walk
bet.
sets with them,
And you're
and
always paying attention.
they're always asking me questions. So I've learned a lot from a lot of the directors I've worked with.
That's amazing. Do you Are you entertaining retiring at all? I mean, are you getting tired of it all yet, or not really?
I'm going to tell you after this year.
Yeah, okay.
Harder and harder.
After season 22.
You think it would be easy? But it just one thing after. You're always having to figure something out. They're always changing everything now, and you're always having to pull something out of your ass. I mean,
Oh yeah.
it's like,
Yeah, right. It's crazier now, right? Or is it just that we're older? We don't have as much stamina.
oh, it's crazier now. You'd think it would be so easy on a season 22 show, but no,
And what's your order? How many episodes are you doing?
18.
18. That's nice. That's good.
That's enough.
Yeah, no, I know. You'll be toast by then for sure.
I
Yeah.
mean, we can't shoot anything in 8 days. Everything is like 10-day episodes.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow. So you got a long run ahead of you.
yeah, yep.
So you're also, I don't know if you still are, but you were an entrepreneur at one point. I remember your glasses that you
Oh
used.
yeah, the
Do you
Linda
still
Klein.
make those?
I don't do that anymore, but now I have medical device companies and they're finally coming to fruition after 20 years.
Wow.
And,
What kind of medical device?
well, the first one is a head-mounted display like the Apple glasses.
Uh-huh.
So they're over, my business partners are over in Germany right now. We've got to deal with Zeiss and Storz and
Mm.
Stryker. And after 20 years, we're finally going to sell it after this time this year. And then I have what's called a butt plug.
Okay. I, I'm sure it's not
They
the same thing that I.
No, but when I first started in this bit in nursing, they started doing colonoscopies. And colonoscopies, they used to do them with water instead of the gas
I
because it
see.
kind of souffles open the bowel and you can really see crystal clear. But they got away from it because the nurses hated it because they had nowhere for the water to go except in a
Yeah.
bucket and it was all over the room. It was disgusting.
Right.
Now they're getting back to it, and my friend invented this, what I call butt plug for the colonoscope to go through it. It circulates the water and takes it to suction, and we're working with, they've had problems with the colonoscopes because they had a bunch of deaths at UCLA and other hospitals. So what they're doing now
Mm.
is they're making disposable ones. So they're going to put a
Wow.
butt plug in with the disposables. And they just had a big convention down in San Diego where everybody was talking about doing the water colon.
Wow.
And they do it at the VA hospital because there's no pain. Like with the gas, there's pain, you have to do anesthesia. But with
Sure.
the water, there's no pain. So they do it at the VA hospital because these guys don't have a ride or anything.
Right.
Just get up and walk and
Yeah.
anesthesia. So
Oh, that's amazing.
That's coming out.
So
And
you're
then,
like, so it's like real world application. It's not for film.
no, it's real
That's
stuff.
fantastic.
Yeah, and then we have for a laparoscopic equipment, which they're most surgeries now are laparoscopic, we put a little camera on the end of instruments so that you could tell if you're cutting an artery or a vein or a nerve or all this other stuff. And we have the top doctors in the world that are doing our testing our prototypes. So I got to meet a whole new world of doctors.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Maybe
So
so. Maybe you could have put a product placement on your show.
you got that right, Chris.
Yeah. Free advertisement. I love it. Yeah, no, these glasses, Mike. You still have them, Linda? What were they called again? Do you remember?
Flips, glasses, they have
Click.
the metal in there.
Dude, they were brilliant. So it's like glasses like this with the leash,
Yeah.
but there was a magnet in the middle, so you just pop them open, and then you could just put them around your neck and snap them back on again. So you never had to
Yeah.
completely take them off.
That's a
Amazing.
funny story because my friend who I did Doogie Howser with he grew up in Pebble Beach. And so he called me one day. I was in San Francisco doing a pilot on the streets of San Francisco. We were doing a bus crash. And I'm going down the line with I've got the San Francisco Gillette newscaster following me with his camera. And we're going down the line with the director, and the director goes, okay, I want this, 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 this. And he says, I want a bike crash here. He says to the prop master, do you have a bike? He says, we'll get you one. So he says, I want a kid on a bike with crashed, and I want to see a bone coming out of his leg. I said, oh, okay, great. So I'm doing all this. I go up to Transpo. I go, listen, there's a market on the corner. Go get me a T-bone steak.
Nice.
Got me a T-bone steak. Here I am on the sidewalk with this T-bone steak laying next to me. I rip the guy's jeans. I throw this steak in there. I mush it up. I got the bone coming out,
Nice.
and I pour blood on it. And the director loved it. And the phone rings, and it's my friend Albert, who was on Doogie with me. He's an electrician. He goes, where are you? I go, I'm in San Francisco. He says, oh my God, perfect. He says, listen, I grew up with this kid and he invented these glasses and he wants me to get them on TV. And I said, you could do that. And I said, okay. And he goes, can he bring them down to you? I said, yeah. So as I'm doing all this stuff, we're setting up for the shot. We're wrapping after this whole thing. We're packing up the trucks. And this guy knocks me on the shoulder. He goes, hey, are you Linda Klein? I go, yeah. He goes, listen, my friend said you could do these glasses and you can get them on TV. I said, yeah. He says, okay, I got a bunch of boxes for you. I said, great. He says, I'm going to go get them. I said, good. We're packing up the trucks tonight. I'll stick them on the trucks and I'll put them on TV for you. So next thing I know is he comes down. He's got all these boxes lined up with these glasses.
Wow.
And I started
And
distributing
that
and
and that was clicks.
Flicks glasses.
So you can't do any of that stuff anymore.
No.
Everything's got to go through legal. You got to get clearance
Yeah.
and sign off on it. You can't get a T-bone and slap it on somebody's leg anymore. Jesus,
ABC
it's
is
no
the worst.
fun.
Yeah.
What?
ABC is the worst. They won't let you do anything.
No, I know it's crazy. Yeah, NBC's no better now. I mean, the stuff that we have to run through legal is insane.
Oh,
It's like, do I have to like clear a toaster? I mean, if you're using it for its intended use, I don't understand why they have to clear it,
and all
right?
the names have to come off, and
Yeah,
the old days you never had to do that. I'd say
man, we
do
were just
that.
winging it.
I'll put it on the TV. Everybody will see it.
Yeah. Wow. Amazing. So
Yeah.
did we miss anything, Mikey? That
I
was
get that.
that was great. I'm uh I'm so happy that you were able to do this and when I got you before you got busy again.
Oh God, my life is over.
I know, right? It's
It
like
is.
back in the hopper.
Yeah.
So, but at least you got to travel before that, so
Oh
that was
yeah.
good.
I
Yeah.
have to get out of town or else people don't leave me alone.
I know. We haunted you for a little bit before we got you
That's
finally here.
okay. I
So
told you I'd do it.
yeah, well, that's great, and you didn't have to drive to Santa Clarita, so that's even better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd do anything for you, Chris. It was just a pleasure
Yeah,
working with you and
I
being
agree.
We had a lot of good times. So
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll have to tip a few at some point.
yeah, where's Chris Redmond these days?
Chris Redmond is out. Well, no, he's not. He moved to back home to just outside of Philadelphia with his family and his two beautiful kids, and he was gonna just like he had this idea that he was gonna be start doing teaching film in a university setting, and then that just didn't pan out. And then next thing you know, because he also is in the art directors guild now too
Oh
as an
wow.
art director. So he got he needed work, and so he ended up getting on a show as an art director back in Philly, and then he started then he was a picture car coordinator on a couple things in Philly because they don't have a ton of crew there. They bring people up from New York, so he's been actually keeping pretty busy. Living the laid back lifestyle of not being in Los Angeles and paying crazy Los Angeles
Yeah.
rates, and his kids get to go to a good, back east school and like with normal kids. And
Wow.
yeah,
Sad
he's
what's
doing really
going on
well.
there. It's just so sad. I mean, so many people out of work. So
Yeah, I know it's crazy. I mean,
count our blessings.
yeah, he was working back east when we were all not working here, so go figure. But yeah, he's doing well. So I'll tell him you said hi.
Good, yeah. And Ian K, you stay in touch with him?
I had Ian K with me on Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He came in and ran machine guns for me to kill Nazis, which was fun. And I run into him every once in a while. I love that guy.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, he's a
do
character.
anything to get him on, back in the on the show again. But I think he's doing well still. As an armorer. So,
That's
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Just worked with him a few weeks ago, actually.
oh, nice.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Again, all
For
of our
our
kids
guys.
are all
So,
grown up.
yeah.
All right, Linda.
All right.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate you too, and give Ryan my love too
I
when you
will,
see him.
promise.
Okay.
All right. Love
All
you.
right. Thank you,
Yeah.
Mikey.
Yeah.
You'll roll us out on B-roll or something, or
Yeah, yo, that thing. I'll just do the thing. Thank you everybody for tuning
okay.
in. If it's your first time listening, please make sure to like, subscribe wherever you're hearing this. Uh, yeah, this is PMG official uh Prop Talk, the official podcast of the PMG, brought to you by Real Working and Retired Prop Masters. If you want to know more information about the PMG or have any questions for us here at Prop Talk, please go to propertymastersguild.org and find us on all the socials at underscore the PMG, or just search the Property Masters Guild. Yep. Until next time.
Prop Masters are the best. Love them
Bye, Linda. Love you.
all. Bye.